Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, and TheFoat.com. With your hosts, Diana Mike, Bruce Barker, and Scott Lucky Hudson.
What? Who? Hey, welcome to the show. Good night, everybody. That's the show for tonight. Welcome to Speed Scene Live. Having just turned these headphones up to 11, we are ready to introduce tonight's guest hosts. They're actually like just the regular hosts, and Scott, Lucky Hudson, and Diana Might, of course, are the guest hosts. But, hey, welcome to the show, Donnie Couch.
Hey, well, I think Scott's been out of town racing a lot. He's going to have to do a lot of honeydew work, so, he wasn't able to make the studio tonight.
I understand. Also in studio, Dar Hawthorne.
There's a long haul from the Orange County curtain, and they just couldn't make it, and we just happen to be local.
Hey, well, I'm awfully glad you guys are. We got some of the top experts in their field. How's that for just sort of washing the whole thing to a beige color?
Oh, really? And what time are they coming into the studio?
7 o'clock. It'll be the replay.
Well, we're getting ready, Bruce, for the Hot Rod reunion this weekend, which is going to be pretty exciting, and we have a lot of guests coming in that are competing. Del Worsham and Chad Head and Jason Rupert, John Hale, they're in a points battle.
That's
Adam
right.
Sorokin. So we've got quite the list tonight of people calling in.
Dang, so that's all on the show tonight, and who knows what frivolity could ensue, I'm sure.
Oh, there's no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Donnie, I have 1,000 Jegs hats on their way here.
Well, is DHL going to bring them in? I say DHL because the colors match.
Uh-huh.
But are they going to bring them in during the show?
No, actually, I'll be throwing them into the grandstands at the California Hot Rod reunion from my golf cart, running down the fence, throwing them over the fence. And one of my favorite stories is seeing a mom put her baby down on the grandstands, hand her beer to her boyfriend, and run down to get a free hat.
Was that to get a hat or just to meet you, Dar?
Well, I don't sign autographs there. It just causes too much chaos.
Well, either way, it's going to be pretty exciting this weekend with the 216 car fields, and there's only 2 qualifying spots. Dar, how many funny cars are entered?
37.
37 funny cars. You only get 2 hits, one on Friday at 1 o'clock and one on Saturday at 1 o'clock. And then on Saturday, they go into the first round. So it's going to be a lot of people are going to have their backs up against the wall that don't run that often. I know that there's some cars running there right now testing. Chris Crable tested today, ran a couple of 580s. He's going to be checking in with us later tonight.
And by the way, we're seeing, I think off in the distance in one of those previous shots, you can see, oh, no, that was a combine. I thought it was one of the cars doing some little field testing there.
Oh, that's why our gas prices are high, because of the corn.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Cedar Falls Raceway.
I'm certain there's like 10 jokes in there somewhere, Donnie, but I don't know where. Or maybe I just shouldn't think about it too hard. I don't know.
Not tonight.
Yeah.
We got enough to think about with all these guests calling in.
Well, if you're only going to make one event this year, and you're in the Los Angeles, Southern California area, make it to the California Hot Rod reunion. It will be an amazing show with cars you've never seen any place on this planet.
Is that just because people kind of keep them, closed up and indoors and whatever? I mean, it's every day in Southern California almost is a chance to bring your car out, but obviously it's got to be the event.
Well, there are a lot of guys can't afford to run the whole 6-race series with the NHRA Heritage Series.
Yeah.
So if you're going to race at one, you might as well save your money and come to this one, and go to the March meet in March. It's really an amazing collection of cars and racers.
And by the way, people all over the country may or may not, depending on where you're watching, and of course across the world, may or may not be aware of what gas prices have done here recently in California. But has it affected racing fuel prices? Because, it's such a niche market.
Well, I've talked to a few track promoters that are outside of this region. Most of the funny cars are based out of L.A. and Orange County area. So, tracks like Boise and Sacramento and other tracks feel it because some of the teams that don't have the big money that others do, they don't go to some of those tracks because of the gas prices, because of the hotel expenses. Where they can go to Bakersfield, it's a couple hours away. The Bowser's up there run that track. The track's always in perfect condition. They treat the racers right. They're all about the racers, and they're all about safety. So it's a pleasure to go up to Bakersfield each time.
It is In the Midwest, then there's also a drag racing online series that runs regionally through St. Louis and Texas and a bunch of different places across the Midwest, and there are about 30. Probably about 30 cars back there that get together and run a couple of series back there. So it's pretty much a nationwide phenomenon with funny cars and with nitro racing, because there's still plenty of top fuelers back there as well. They just don't run them all.
Of course, with the DRO series, we've got the newly crowned funny car champion, John Hale. He's on the road en route to Bakersfield in his 18-wheeler. He's going to pull over at a truck stop, give us a call here. He's calling in about 6:35 to the show, so we're looking forward from hearing from him and get a report from Highway 40.
Nice, and depending on where you're watching, that's about 30 minutes from now. Hey, we do have Dell on the line. You guys want to bring him on the air?
Dale.
Talk to him.
All right.
Dale Poldy? Hey, it's Dale Worsham. Hey, Dale, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Hey, it's great having you. You're going to drive the car this weekend?
I am, yeah. After racing in Cordova, I had a pretty good time at that DRO race, so made the decision that, coming here and racing here should be fun. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Well, it's always a pleasure to have you out, Dale. I know you've had the Blue Max car out here before. I think you're going to be driving your Aero, though, this weekend, aren't you?
Correct, yeah. The Blue Max, it kind of got blown up pretty good, so it's just a novelty now. It's just kind of like a wall piece.
Is that something we can blame on Caps, or?
I wish we could. It wasn't his fault. It was. I'd blame it more on me.
Now, also, you're bringing Chad Head. You tuned that car too?
Well, I don't really tune it. My dad and I built it for him and Jim last year.
Okay.
And we put the whole thing together, and it's basically both cars have the same setup in them. But Jim and Johnny Davis and Mark Dinner and Chris Cunningham, they all tune on that thing. So. Cars are real similar, though. I mean, all the same hard parts. Maybe 1% or less or more nitro, and that's about it.
Well, how do you feel, Dale, about wrenching on cars now? I know you're with the Padron Funny Car, Alexa DeJoy. I mean, you just came out of being the champion in Top Fuel, and then you walk away from that to go tune that car, and you're with the Coletta Group. How do you feel about that after it's all said and done?
Right. I've been thinking back about it, about a whole, pretty much the whole year's gone by now, and I've had a chance to really sit back and kind of reflect on it. And, it was a job I definitely wanted, and there's no regrets in taking the job. Alexis she's a great person. She's going to be a great driver, and her dad's a really neat guy, and the Coletta's really neat. And, I cut my driving career maybe a couple years shorter than what I really had to, but I really didn't want to. I didn't want this job to get by me. This is a great job, and I thought this would be a great fit, and I thought I could work well with and Nicky Bonifant and Jono. So I feel good about it still. It's a challenge. Like I'm never up there wishing I was one by Bill right now. So if that's the question, do I miss driving? A little bit here and there, but I've never been up there watching her drive thinking, hey, I wish I was the one up there. At this point right now, with the amount of work going on and what it takes, and how involved I am in it, I'm plenty busy with what's going on.
Well, we're talking about a cat that went to 50 final rounds, 11 in Top Fuel, 39 in Funny Car. As far as wins and Wallies, he's got 8 Top Fuel Wallies, a championship, and then he's got 25 Wallies in a Funny Car. And I think that cat's young enough, Dard. If he wants to go back driving a year or two down the road, I'm sure he'll find a seat.
Well, they have him running the Heritage Series. California Hot Rod Reunion is a great thing for our sport, and a really great way to promote funny cars for what we're doing.
Yeah, it is, and I'll tell you what's kind of cool about this whole thing, and what it kind of reminds me of being a kid. When I was younger with my dad, and we had an alcohol funny car, and we raced with Richard Day, right before the Winter Nationals, we spent all of our time getting ready and driving over to Little Fields and driving here and there and getting all of our parts, and I spent all week at almost all those same shops, and I feel it kind of reminds me of going to the Winter Nationals in 1978 right now. Everybody's excited, and everybody's doing it pretty much just for the love of it, and I've talked to all my friends. I have Nicky Bonifant coming, and Jimmo, and Jono, and Tommy D, and everybody's coming out to work on my car this week, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And like I say, I've been to Little Fields, and I've talked to Dennis Taylor, and I've just been all around getting ready for this, and it's been a fun week.
Hey, Dale, I think the most important question. I know you won the championship, and we've talked to you about you wrenching on a funny car, but I think the most important question that everybody wants to know out there is: are you bringing the margarita machine?
No margarita machine. machine this year. It's in Michigan right now. We took it there for the summer to do a couple parties for Colettas, and it just hasn't got brought back yet. So we'll see. Maybe at the March meet we'll bring it back. It's just been, it's been a busy year. Basically, I raced the last between testing and national events. We've raced the last 11 weeks in a row, and we had this weekend off, and then we're back into Bakersfield and then Vegas. So there just hasn't been any time to really even get the thing brought back out. So we're gonna have to live without it this week, but March we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, Dale, as a tribute to you, because you're like a hero of ours, and we have a little gas-powered margarita machine here, but we can't afford the California gas prices. So we found a little bottle of Patron. You can always send larger bottles to the show.
Or bring them with you up to the Formosa this weekend.
You can bring them to Formosa. But hey, we'd like to do a little toast to you, Dale, for your championship in Top Fuel with the Alanabi car, and we'll get the weekend kicked off.
Yeah, so cool, man.
Here's to you, Dale Worsham.
I'll tell you who else is coming. Alexis DeJoria will be there Friday. I talked to her today. She's coming up to watch us race. So we got plenty of fun people there this weekend. It should be a great time.
Okay, well, we'll accept gratuities such as tequila bottles and stuff.
I'll tell her.
Keep and supply at the show.
Hate to start without you, Del, but we're one up on you now.
I doubt if we could ever start without
I'll text her and mention that a couple bottles of Patron will probably get her ticket in.
Absolutely. And then we'll get her on here. It's for the March meet.
Yeah, no, she's great.
Hey, Dale, me and you have something else in common, and I think you might know where I'm going with this. You got a neighbor friend of yours.
I do.
Huh? Little Maverick Malloy. I met this kid at Speedway, and he's just 10 years old, weighs about 65 pounds, and he came up and said he was your neighbor, and he ran around with your girls, and he was going to drive a junior dragster. So I said, you know what? This kid's pretty good on a Speedway bike. So we put him in that junior dragster, and he's been doing a pretty good job out there, going to the semifinals and cutting good lights. And, you're a big inspiration to him and a role model to him. So we hear your name quite a bit, even at the junior drag races. So.
He's a great little guy. I met him, through some other neighbors, and the girls ran around with his daughter, and and he's hung out with us quite a bit, and we've been to skateboard parks. And his dad, Mike, is a fireman. He's a great guy too, and we have quads, and we go, we got to the desert all the time with our family. So great family, great little kid. My wife always jokes all the time that's going to be her future son-in-law. So he's a nice little guy, and definitely very dedicated.
My daughter's 11, so I was hoping he'd be my son-in-law. But we took him to Bakersfield just this last weekend at the ANRA race, and he ended up going against one of his best buddies, Cade Poe and Tanner Poe, who eventually won the race, which hats off to those kids. They got a great family there. But he was kind of disappointed he went up against his best little buddy there. And they're the champions out there. They're hard to beat, man. They've got a class act. But,
we're learn right away drag racing that they're your buddies right to the point when it's time to go race.
Yeah, when we got to the line, they weren't buddies. So it's just like big-time racing. So me and Mike Malloy were out there hanging out, working on the car and throwing wrenches when we lost and stuff. So we looked like big time.
Cool. Nice.
Well, so, hey, Del, are you doing anything different with the car? I mean, it's been a while since you drove a Cordova, and anything to get used to in this car, or you fall right back into it?
It wasn't too bad in Cordova. I didn't get a chance to make any test runs, and I really hadn't driven the car in years, so hopped in it and did okay there and got to the final round. Basically, we just freshened it up. Just bought new rods and pistons and got all the heads freshened up, and the thing's in pretty good shape right now. So hopefully we won't destroy it too bad and do too much damage, and it can be in one piece and go out and make some good runs. Got plenty of people coming to work on it. We have plenty of parts. I hear all this smack talk. I tell you what, nostalgia drag racers, I love them because, man, do they run their mouths. It's gonna be fun. I've been reading the message boards, and I've been listening to the talk, and I guess we're all gonna get out there now, and in 2 qualifying runs, we're gonna find out who at least the quickest 16 are.
Well, Del, right now on the drag racing online, Tricky Tipster 2-to-1 odds, so you're looking pretty good. You're right at the top of the charts, and it's an interesting deal because there's not too many cars that are running the combination with a pedal clutch like you have. I know Chad does, and you do it in your car, and it's an interesting deal to watch that on the start line because it's kind of intimidating for the other driver. You guys are bringing the RPM him up, 4,000 or 5,000, it seems like.
Exactly, yeah.
And, you see the other cars kind of reacting to that, and that tune-up seems to be coming around and running good. Obviously, Chad Head, he got to the finals. He was later awarded the win. We're going to have him on the show later, but because of some fuel pump or something on another car that actually won the race, and it was awarded to Chad. So kind of bittersweet. The guy's doing a great job and didn't get to stand in the winner's circle. But
no, I tell you, Chad's car is an amazing car, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, but from the time we put Chad in the car a year ago to start getting his license, it's only not made it down the track one time, which I've never seen or heard of stats like this. And the one time it didn't make it was when his dad and them were monkeying around with the safety box, and somehow they got it wired up wrong and it shut the car off.
Yeah.
But that car it's always made a full run. Now sometimes he had to pedal a little bit, but every single time he's been to the finish line with it. And I don't think I've ever seen a car go down the track, 40 or 50 times in a row, especially in nostalgia racing, and make it down the track every time. So his car definitely has a great combination. Now our car, it makes it down the track, but sometimes it's missing a few parts.
Well, we can blame that on Cap, so because you're not always driving the car. But hey, this Chad guy, I mean, he really never drove anything but a super comp car, and he hops in that deal, and he's been doing good from the get-go. Of course, what I always say is it's easy to drive a car that's prepared right. And I know you and your father, and then plus Jim Head's whole crew and Johnny White and all them guys.
Oh yeah.
It's easy to get in a car that's proven. So.
Well, and he's had to pedal it, and he's had to do a few things. And one of the first things I did with him, and his dad and I, Jim and I kind of went round and round a little bit about this, was that I'm like, hey, no throttle stop for the burnout. And he's like, why not? It's easier. I said, the guy's never driven. Unless he even knows how the throttle operates and how it takes fuel, how's he ever going to race it? So I insisted right from the get-go. We just didn't use throttle stops. We drove it, the way I learned how to drive. And now he'll go out and he'll shake the tire and you'll see the guy pedal it, or he does a great job driving. And I think a lot of that was just by making it just a little more not so much difficult, but just having to learn the feel of the car a little bit and how to drive a little bit. And he's doing a great job. He really is.
Plus, he didn't learn it wrong.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, we started, from day one. I'm like, this is how it's going to be, and you just need to learn how to drive. So once you learn how to drive, then we can go ahead and put a throttle stop on if you think there's some advantage to that. But I said, right now, just leave it off there and just learn how to drive this thing.
Good deal.
Well, Dale, hey, thanks for calling into the show.
Okay.
Hats off to all you do with the nostalgia deal, because it's really good when you guys show up with all these different cars and the big teams, and everybody's having fun, and we're able to hang out and have a good time, because at the big show deals we can't do that anymore. So it's a pleasure having you on the show. It's a pleasure to have you at the nostalgia races. We're looking forward to seeing you this weekend, and good luck.
Okay, man, looking forward to. All right, Donnie.
Okay.
We'll see you guys in a couple
Thanks,
days.
Dale.
Take care.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, Del Worsham. Hey, guess what? We were talking about Chad, and guess who's on line 2?
Chad Head?
The March
Yeah.
Meet winner?
Yeah, there you go. Let's bring him on. Hey, line 2, you're on Speed Scene Live. Hi, Chad.
Chad, are you there?
Yeah, we're here. How you doing?
We're doing pretty good, buddy. We just had your buddy Dale Worsham on the show, and he was talking some pretty good stuff about you, and we're looking forward to seeing you out here.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Headed out tomorrow night to Orange County. Gonna hook up with. He's gonna pick me up from the airport, and I think we're either gonna leave tomorrow night or first thing Thursday morning is up in his big rig and start the weekend.
Well, not too many people know this, maybe that listen to the show, but at the March meet, you were in the finals, got beat by Boychuk. Later on, they pulled his fuel pump off, found it to be illegal, and after the race, it was determined that you were the winner, so it was a little bittersweet for you, your first win. We were all happy for you.
Yeah, I got a great car. I mean, everybody kind of knows the story. Dell kind of, Dell and his father took me up to Bakersfield, probably a year and a couple months ago, and just really showed me the right way to do it. Not that I do it the right way every time, but they sure have tried to help me out the best that they can, and they've done an awesome job. And it's I really beat myself. I mean, I shifted way late, I shifted way early, and I mean, really, our car should have just beat his car outright, and we shouldn't even be talking about this. But it is what it is, and I was just really fortunate enough to have the opportunity to do it. So,
Well, Chad, I was I was in the
Definitely a shame.
tower the whole time when every run you made, doing the announcing up there
Yeah.
with Mike English. And every run you seem to progress and kind of hone your skill at that. I mean, you know, you haven't been in a car. You basically drove a super comp car.
Right.
And I don't think a lot of people know, you know, they all know your dad, Jim Head, of course, been around forever, Top Fuel, funny car. But, you know, you were the manager of operations at NHRA, director of operations at the Indy Racing League, and now you're currently with the Alan Johnson team on the Alan Nobby team, doing being the operations manager there. So you got your plate full anyway. So to come out here on a random basis and hop in that car and do the job you do, we're hats off to you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Again, don't give me the credit. Give Dell and his father and my father and Johnny Davis and all the guys that prepare that car. I mean, it's definitely a well-prepared car, and you know, Dell was telling me the other day, he's like, you know, I can't believe it. This car's gone up and down the racetrack almost every time you've ever been in it, and that's awesome. And that's not me. That's the guys that put that thing together. I mean, I'm just a moron going up and down the racetrack. Anybody can do it, you know. So,
well, like we discussed with Dale, it's easier to step into a car that's prepared right and has a proven combination and drive it and learn.
Yeah,
that.
and again, I mean, to be able to have the opportunity. Number one, I never would have thought that I'd be driving a car that had racing on the side of it. I mean, shit, my dad's for forever, so there's no way this kid's ever getting in one of my race cars. So just to have that chance to do it is awesome. But again, to have a good, well prepared car that Dell and his father and my father and everybody, it's awesome. It really is neat.
Chad, you never had the chance to learn what it was like to drive a slider clutch or a slipper clutch, and
No,
you dropped
really,
right
I mean,
into the
everybody-
pedal clutch.
I had a couple people kind of psych me out. Oh, you're never going to get this, and I go, well,
I remember hearing that.
yeah, it's like, well,
Dar, did you
I'm
say
still not
that?
very good at it, but I'm trying, you know, and it's tough, no question about it. And as Donnie saw me at Bakersfield last year, and one run it looked like I've been doing it for 30 years, and then the next run looked like it was my very, very first run, and it's all mental, you know, and it's not getting excited, and it's just trying to do the same thing over, you know, every time. It's just like anything else, right? You know, so whether you're playing golf or bowling or something else, it's just mental. You just got to try to do the same thing every time, and if you do it, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Hey, Chad, I don't know if you've had a chance to go on drag racing online, but they got the Tricky Tipster out there, and you've actually got 2-to-1 odds. I think it was based off that last performance, and then being awarded the win. So
I don't know if I'd be betting on that in Vegas or not, but
I don't know.
That's pretty nice of those guys to give me those odds.
Well,
I'm just excited to go, and it's an off weekend, and to get to hang out with one of my best friends, Del Worsham, and my father. You know, that's what it's really all about.
Is your father coming out?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Unfortunately, he couldn't go to the March meet. His father was ill, and at the last minute had to bow out. But just to be able to hang out with your father and your best friend and the Kalitas, you know, the Kalita group's coming out, and just. I can't. I mean, Donnie, you understand. That's everything, you know. And if you get to qualify and you get to win some rounds, then that's awesome. I mean, I'm going to try my hardest, but I've already won going into the race and haven't even started racing yet. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's because we've got everybody else out there, and the guys that you and I looked up to growing up in this sport, because we're.
Yeah, are you shitting me? Like I was at where was I at Reading at a match race running against. The Blue Max car and Ronnie Young and Dale Pulte, like you can't. I mean, that's like
when you're suited up and getting in your funny car, and you got Raymond Beadle and Tarzan Austin and Don Perdome.
What am I doing here? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you got to feel fortunate.
Like I say, I can't say enough. It's awesome. So.
Well, great. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you out there, Chad, and we wish you luck. And we want you to go out there and be safe and have a good time. And of course, we'll come by to visit you and get a free lunch or something, right, Dar?
That's it.
Yeah. I think Jono, he'll be out there cooking on the grill, and
there you go.
We'll have the coolers filled up and the grill ready to go, and it should be a good time. I think the weather's supposed to be nice, so
Yeah, it's good all
gonna be
weekend.
exciting.
It's good weather all weekend, and I was up there this last weekend, and they had good weather, and the tracks prep today. Actually, Chris Crable was up there testing. 3 funny cars were up there testing. Chris Crable came out and pulled off a couple of 581s at 250, ripped those off.
We definitely got to be on our game, or I mean, at least I know I need to be on my game and not screw up, because it's a couple runs, man. That's all you get to try to qualify. So
usually you get more runs, but when it's down to 1 run a day, one run Friday, 1 run Saturday, and then you go into the eliminations Saturday afternoon, the pressure's on. But
I definitely got to do a better job than I did at the last race I was at Cordova. So hopefully we can do it and have fun and just to have a good time with all of our buddies there.
Okay, Chad. Well, we appreciate you calling into the show.
Yeah, anytime. Like I say, anytime, let us know what we can do, and look forward to seeing you guys.
We'll see you this weekend. Thanks very much for calling in.
See ya.
Wow, that cat's got a nice ride up there and hooked up with the Worshams, and the car's prepared very well, Dar. So they look for big things again out of that car and that camp.
Yeah, I'm not sure that when he landed in that car that people thought that he'd hit it as quick as he did. But like Del said, there were no preconceived notions out there of how you drive a funny car. And when you got somebody that's made as many passes as Del Worsham, and under the guidance of somebody like Chuck Worsham and Jim Head,
well,
you couldn't have better teachers.
The pedal clutch deal just throws, a boomerang in the whole deal, because not too many people go after that combination. It's like an alcohol car, and it's not a proven deal, and they've come out and made some impressive runs.
And improved it.
But basically Chad learned from that, so he didn't have any bad habits going in. So his performance showed well. And like I said, it was bittersweet. They awarded him the win, 2 days later. But, hey, he's still the champion, still has the trophy. We just don't have a winner's circle picture.
Maybe we can Photoshop one up. There you go. Hey, we got to take a quick break. Adam's hanging on the line. I won't tell you the last name. Well, you already guessed. All right, stand by. We'll be right back with more Speed Scene Live right here at, no kidding, SpeedSceneLive.com.
Hey, this is Rockin' Rob on Speed Scene Live. Look out, Orlando.
Whether you have a hot rod that needs more hustle or a muscle car that needs more muscle, if it's more power you want, Hedman has it. Since 1954, Hedman headers have worked harder, fit better, and lasted longer than the new guys on the block. In fact, Hedman headers are so tough, they're guaranteed for life. So log on to Hedman.com tonight, because if it's more power you want, Hedman has it.
For over half a century, Currie rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Currie lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Currie gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Currie expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Currie's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Currie Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies. And other underside parts, like correct link steering systems, keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Currie rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at CurrieEnterprises.com. Welcome back to Speed Scene Live TV with your hosts, Diana Mike, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, The Off-Road Report with Bryant Layton, and The Great American Auto Scene with Bob Beck.
All right, thank you so much. I'm Bruce Barker, and Donnie and Dar are both... I should have pointed this out at the start of the show. Lucky and Dynamite are both on assignment tonight, and Hot Rod Bob is getting some more pictures and video and stuff together for next week's Great American Auto Scene report, as is Brian Layton for the PRP Seats and Belts Off-Road report. So it's Dar Hawthorne in the studio.
So ignore everything you just heard on that bumper coming in.
That's right. In other words, yes, ignore everything. Donnie Couch is here. Don't ignore Donnie, though.
No, don't ignore me. I'm a pretty sensitive guy.
Yes, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, hey, we're getting ready for the reunion, Dar, and, it's all about the West Coast Funny Car Factory, but we got one cat on the line, drives the Top Fuel dragster, current points leader, and doesn't have it sewn up yet, but this cat is the baddest little dragster out on the course with the smallest engine out there, and right now he's the points leader, Dar, and let's welcome to the show Adam Sorokin.
Hey guys, how you doing?
How are you doing, Adam?
I'm doing good. I'm still trying to get it through my mind that Dar Hawthorne and Donnie Couch have their own radio show, and it's not December 12th or December 21st, 2012.
And we invited a Top Fuel driver.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
I don't know why. Did you pay Dar to be on the show?
No, the planets just aligned.
Yeah, I usually have to pay him off by the time the reunion comes around.
Now,
for that,
you Top Fuel guys are running at the reunion? Is that on the schedule, Dar?
Let's see.
Top Fuel?
First round at 2 o'clock on Friday.
2 o'clock on Friday. Oh.
Right.
Well, hey, Adam, seriously, you've been doing good all year. You're driving that car for the McLennan family and the Van Dykes. Looks like the Batmobile. It's one of the wildest canopy front-engine Top Fuel cars out there with the littlest Chevy motor in it, which is odd. And you're outrunning everybody. It especially runs good to the 1,000 feet. That thing charges. And you're leading the points. Tell us what you got to do to win this championship.
Well, basically, it's we need to get there. We need to qualify in front of Rick Williamson and Mike Craig's car with John Russell tuning, and qualify in front of those guys. And I think we have to go through round one, and we can potentially clinch it. But, it's drag racing. Anything can happen, and we'd be stupid to underestimate those guys and what they're capable of. So we need to be on point. We need to make good runs. We need to qualify well, and we need to go rounds.
Well, you got the team over there with Bobby McClendon, Brian Van Dyke, that whole RB Entertainment guys, Champion Speed Shop, and with that Chevy Power. You got a lot of people rooting for you because there's not too many Chevys out there anymore. Are you the only one still out there with that Chevy Power?
No, actually, Jimmy Young, who was driving Frank Osley's crop duster car, has a small block Chevy that has a very similar fuel system to what Bob McLennan runs, and his is gone. I think he's gone as quick as 595, if I'm not mistaken. So he's running a small block. I think that's the only other one, though.
Does that motor really help you from a weight advantage?
Not necessarily, because we're still heavy, and Bobby will tell you it's me eating too many jelly donuts. But honestly, we're probably close to being maybe 100 pounds heavy, and 100 pounds could come off that car pretty easily. But we have 377 cubic inches, and we have to weigh, I believe, 4.4 pounds per cubic inch. So we have a little weight that we could lose, but the car is still very quick, and as you said, it goes to half track and 1,000 feet very well. At Sacramento, it got up to 211 miles an hour at half track and runs pretty good. So we're working on the back half, and that's getting better as well.
Hey, Adam, a lot of people to the show I know of you. There's probably a few that don't know, your father, Mike Sorokin, drove the Surfers Top Fuel car,
Yep.
And he was killed at Orange County when you were very young. But,
Yep.
That cat tore the West Coast up, him and that team. And, they won up there in Bakersfield in 1966.
Right.
When you go back up there, man, you probably have a lot of memories as a little kid watching your dad race.
Well, he was actually killed when I was only a year old. So I think the only race that I went to was in my mom's belly at Rockford, Illinois in 1966, and he won that race, but I don't remember it too well.
Yeah.
But no, he was killed at Orange County in Tony Waters' car on December 30th, 1967. Had a clutch explode and tear the car apart. And but as far as Bakersfield is concerned, him winning the March meet with the Surfers was probably the biggest win of his career and the Surfers' career, and it really was kind of a launch pad for what they did and went back east and toured and how they got kind of famous. And I've recognized the significance of this race, just racing in Bakersfield in general, even before I was driving a race car.
Well, and I know you're carrying on the family name, and I'm sure your dad's very proud of you and stuff. And I know you have a son. What is he, 12 now?
Yeah, Michael, he's named after my dad, and Michael is 12 years old, and he's a football player, and he's a really good football player. He plays linebacker, inside linebacker, as well as running back, as well as quarterback, and he can play pretty much every position, and he's showing a lot of talent. So I'm actually trying to maybe cultivate that, get him some good coaching, and see where he goes.
Does he have any interest in racing, Adam?
Well, this year was the first year that he came out for an entire race weekend. He's been out for a day or two and in the past, but when we went to Spokane, he came out with me, and I brought him. He was in the middle of not having any games and stuff, so I brought him out. And it was the first time he ever backed me up from a burnout, and that we had a second and third generation Sorokin actually on the racetrack at the same time. So it's probably one of the highlights of my own career, as far as that goes. So it was pretty neat.
That's a great story, Adam, and hopefully he'll take some interest. Maybe we'll put him in a junior dragster or something. A lot of people out there are confused because they always thought Chris Crable was your son. And he's calling in right now on the show. Do you mind if we put him on the phone with you and we can all share some stories? I'm sure you have some.
Absolutely not. I'd love to hear from my son. He never writes me or calls me.
Okay, so...
you only see each other at the drags?
Only at the drags, and we're usually fighting over a jelly donut or two. So
you found a way to put a little more weight on that car, racers.
There we go. Chris Crable on line one. You're on the air.
Hey, guys, and you know what, Sorokin? Your order of jelly donuts just came in the gate here at the patch, so we're looking good, buddy.
How you guys doing? We know that Nitro likes a load, and I'm only trying to help the team out in this regard.
Hey, Chris, I understand you're at Bakersfield making some test runs. You rented the track, and you're getting ready for the Hot Rod reunion. Isn't that cheating?
No, not cheating at all. We made it open to all the classes, and we did want to try some stuff, and we had about 10 cars today, so it was a great turnout, and the track was unbelievable. So I got to give it to the Bowsers for that.
Yeah, they always get the props. They do a great job up there. So tell us, Chris, don't leave us hanging. Who ran good today?
Well, in the funny car class, we had Will Martin and Jeff Arrin and Poldy's car, and then, of course, us. And Will Martin made a few squirts, just testing out kind of a new tune-up. With Arrin, it looked like he rattled a couple times and got out about 200 foot. We had some good passes. We ran 2 581s here at the third and fourth pass, so we were happy with that.
That ought to get you qualified.
Yeah, and I think we still have a little bit more in it, and I got to give it to my guys, to Bucky and Mike and Sam Shockley and all the guys for giving me a great piece of equipment.
Well, that's a smart move, Chris, coming in down there and doing a test session. A lot of people don't realize there's only 2 qualifying runs, one Friday, one Saturday, and then Saturday afternoon we go into elimination. So I bet that takes the edge off of that whole team, that whole Bucky Austin team going down there and being able to relax a little and think about what's your next move.
Yeah, it's still a fight out there, and at least we get a little bit of data that should help us. But it's drag racing, Donnie, as well as I do. Anything can happen, guys.
I know. So, well, Adam said he would come up there and drive the car for you if you were too nervous.
Hey, I wouldn't ask for anybody else, man. He's about the best there is driving these days.
Wow, the best there is. Do you hear that, Adam?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, the sentiment is definitely shared with Chris's abilities as well. He's always been one of the top drivers out there, and all his results this year have shown.
You guys are way too nice. I mean, Del Worsham was even talking about the smack and nostalgia racing, and what are you guys doing kissing each other?
Well, because we don't race in the same category.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, you guys are both from a different category. We'll definitely vouch for that one.
Yeah, if I'm in funny car, he's gonna. I owe a lot to Adam too in my driving career here. He's helped me out and given me guidance, and I really appreciate that, and I consider him a true friend.
Well, not too many people know Adam drove a Sifka car there for a while before he jumped into the top fuel ranks over there, so I'm sure he can give you a few pointers too, Chris, but you've done a great job over there and won a lot of races, and always one of the top picks at any race that car shows up or where your fire suit shows up. Both you guys have done a great job.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot for calling, you guys, and we'll see you this weekend, or I'll see you guys on Thursday.
Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. The weather's great, guys, and the track's great. Going to be some great racing. So thank you very much for having us on.
Okay, guys, good luck.
Okay, thank you. See you soon.
Wow, those are two great champions out there, huh, Dar, calling into the show.
Good friends. It's really great to have them on.
And Chris, a live update. Of course, he was up there all day racing at...
and texting both of us all these 581s and rubbing people's noses.
I don't think he would have texted us, though, if he ran bad, do you? If he would have ran a 6-0...
Let me see, did he only make 2 runs?
Yeah, he said 3. So something happened on that third
Apparently
run. He only texted us the good runs, so, come on.
We'll talk to Bucky and Mike O'Brien up there.
We'll give him a call on the show or something.
That's it.
We'll find the real story. But I know Chris he's an awesome driver out there. Actually raced with him for a year, and we never lost a race there with Gary Turner's car. So
dang, there you go. Hey, waiting on a freeway off-ramp, so we got to get him on quick. You want to talk to John Hale?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, let's do it. Line 2. Hey, John, you're on the air.
Hey, man, how are you guys?
We're doing good. How are you doing, man?
I'm great, man. I had to get out of the truck and walk down the on-ramp to get a signal.
That is dedication. You're headed up to Bakersfield, and you got a special thing you're doing tomorrow at the local Chevrolet dealers there in Bakersfield to promote the race, but also promote breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, we're partnering with Three-Way Chevrolet and Cadillac with Links for Life. It's a cancer awareness organization. They help out with screening, biopsies, any of the cancer patients' needs. And the good thing about it is all the money raised there stays in the Kern County. So that helps out the local people that are battling cancer, and we're happy to be a part of that.
Well, there's always in drag racing, and in particular nostalgia racing, everybody seems to have a really big heart when it comes to supporting other causes that are outside of our sport. And it's you do everything you can to promote what we do, and your support of the Cancer Foundation up there is certainly a real nice plus. Some good karma on your side, certainly.
Well, you know what? Go ahead, John.
We all have either lost somebody in our family or know somebody that's battling cancer, and we're just happy to be a part of that, program. It's a good cause.
Hey, well, John, we want to congratulate you for being the 2012 DRO champion, newly crowned. They didn't get their last race in, but you were the points leader going in, so they gave you the championship. Mathematically, you could still win the championship out here at Famosa. Maybe you can elaborate on what you have to do to win out here.
What we have to do, we have to qualify better than third. Jason has to qualify 13th or worse. Jason has to go out first round. We have to win the race, and we'll win the championship by 1 point.
And you have to...
We've come from behind. We've won a championship down like that and set some records and came out on top. And we know it can be done, and we're not going to give up until it is done.
Yeah, so who says Heritage Series and Sportsman Racers don't count points?
It's all for something. The racing is all for something, and we're not getting rich doing this. No. So we're doing it to win the championship, and and the NHRA championship means a lot to us. Jason's been a hard-fought battle. Chris has come up the last 2 or 3 races. It's been a great battle. We've enjoyed it, and we're going to battle it till the end.
Yeah, I know about counting points, Dar, but who in the heck figured out those points? He must have had a guy up on some not decaf coffee trying to figure out those points and how to win the deal. Of course, I got to tell you a little story. I was down in Dallas last week, went and visited John Hale and Guy Tipton, and, you know, in his shop there sits a Lamborghini, and John says, yeah, go ahead, get in it and stuff. And I look over, and there's some weird upholstery on the passenger side. And what is this for? And old John says, well, I don't go anywhere without my German Shepherd, Champ. I said, in a Lamborghini? He said, yeah, well, I won't let him in my ZR1 Corvette. But I thought, well, that car got a lot of stares when John took me for a wild ride. In fact, next time I'm going to wear some Depends, because the guy took me on the Dallas Turnpike over there in 5 o'clock traffic. Scared the heck out of me, but, you know.
Did you bring that with you to Famoso?
No, I didn't, man.
Maybe for the next week.
I've got a hot rod with me, but it didn't come from Italy. This one came from Texas.
Well, that's a real hot rod there, and you've proven that, John. You and Guy and Gary Kennedy and your team, you've got a great team, and you've got a lot of effort going in behind this deal, and we wish you the best at Bakersfield. We know mathematically there's still a chance, and you never give up, or either does your team, and, you know, we're looking forward to seeing this race.
You know, I'm ready to get there and unload that car and go to work, man.
Well, we'll also see you on Thursday night out at the Roadhouse for the Napa party. Ron Capps is out there signing autographs along with John Lombardo Jr. And there'll be some cars firing up. There'll be a fuel altered firing up. There'll be... you know, the Roadhouse is a great place to go hang out, but they also have put on a really good car show that benefits you know, what we do out of Famoso. So it's a really good relationship that we got out there.
Yeah, we wouldn't miss that for the world, man. That's always a good time there.
Hey, well, John, we want to wish you a safe trip. Hopefully, are you stopped at the Big Texan or anything? You going that route? You can get a 72-ounce steak.
That. We stopped there or earlier in the year, and we couldn't finish the 72 ouncer, so we just we bypassed it this time.
Well, I know that if you give Guy a large Dr. Pepper and some Skittles, he'll probably drive the whole distance out to Bakersfield. So we want to wish you good luck out there. We're looking forward to seeing you, and we appreciate you pulling over on the side of the road and calling in to Speed Scene Live.
My pleasure, guys. Thanks
we'll see you on Thursday, John.
Thank you, John. Wow, that's a great champion out there, the DRO champion twice now, right, John?
2 times in a row.
And, you know, to pull over on the side of the road on the way out here. Of course, he invited me to his shop here earlier this week. We had a great time, and he's a great guy.
Hey, we want to say thanks, by the way, to Curry Racing Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, for allowing us to go for such a long period commercial-free because, you know, Jason's been waiting on the line. Jason Rupert, shall we bring him on?
Jason Rupert, welcome to the show.
Hi, how you guys doing?
You feeling any better, Jason?
Oh, yeah. It just take me a couple days to get over this darn thing, but I feel fine. I'm just glad it didn't happen next week or this weekend, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you don't need to be sick for this deal. We got John Hale barking at your heels, and you're the current points leader and could pull this deal off. But mathematically, we're finding out there's a little shot there that John Hale could get in there. So I know that car runs pretty good. You've got your whole team, and we're running out of the Gary Dencham trailer there, and that car runs pretty good. We're pretty proud of you.
Well, thank you guys very much. You know, I just feel really lucky to be able to be racing right now and in the situation we're in right now, you know, on our budget. You know, it's, you know, there's some great competitors. I mean, not only do we have John and Bucky's car and, you know, we've got Worsham's and, I mean, I can't even, I mean, there's going to be so much competition out there. You can't even, I mean, 34 cars, that's a pretty badass deal.
Well, it's actually 37 now.
Oh, 37,
yeah.
Wow. Well, that's good.
37?
Yeah.
I think Dar entered a car.
Yeah, but it's not. I'm just going to park it so I get a really good parking space.
And credentials.
It'll be a lot of fun. I mean, the Bowsers do a tremendous job of prepping the track, and this is kind of the season finale, and not only, I mean, the funny cars and the dragsters and stuff, but there's the swap meet and the all the Cackle Fest cars, all the recreations are like, I mean, I walk around just in awe looking at them things.
Well, there's 40-some 7.0 Pro cars running here, too. Just for the hell of it, awesome. No points.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's, the nostalgia deal, it's, Densham said it the best. You can stand at the back of your trailer and watch a moving car show go by. I mean, it's just an awesome deal.
Hey, Jason, don't forget when you're walking around, there's going to be 1,000 Jag hats there, too, that Dar will be giving out. But, hey, seriously, Dar, this cat here, Jason, he's never really been on a big buck team. This cat has driven alcohol funny cars, won the Division 6 title, he's won races, he's fought hard, he's worked on the car himself, he's built stuff. They got the little shop there in Orange County, and this cat does whatever it takes to get that car to the track, and I've always admired him. Of course, his father has always been a racer, so he's carrying on the name, but hey, this cat can weld, mount bodies, he can do anything on the car, and that's what helps him get to the track.
Hey, Jason, how is it racing with your dad?
It's a dream come true. Back when he had his accident in '79, there were several years where, he was never the kind of guy to even put a handicap placard on his rearview mirror. I'd say, Dad, why don't you get one of them things? And he goes, there's a lot of people a lot worse than I am, and to be around him and Richard Bays and Mert and Densham, and I mean, they're just a bunch of heroes. I have the utmost respect for a lot of the unsung heroes that did really well on their budgets, and I learned a lot from all of them. And to race with my dad is an awesome deal, because you can never relive those days. I mean, your dad, Donnie Sr., the alcohol deal when he was running around with Gasparelli, I spent quite a bit of time with him, and he was an awesome guy, and
yeah, but your group, Jason, when I was growing up, those cats are what Southern California funny car racing was all about. Of course, we had Lyons, we had Irwindale, we had Orange County. Some people went down to Carlsbad. We had Bakersfield. So those names still on that legacy. It's great to see, and you're doing a great job out there. You're a great champion out there. You're just low key and no egos, and you guys are having fun out there, and I see that when I walk by and come and visit you.
Well, I really appreciate that, because it means a lot coming from you with your knowledge, and you seem you're the same way, and I mean, even Dar, you're just a super nice, down to earth level guy, well, I mean,
funny,
in the
Dar.
end, if you go to Bakersfield and look at all the old, they call themselves the geezers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those are my heroes, and I mean, we can go beat each other up on the track and all that, but in the long run, the friendships that come out of this deal mean more than anything.
Dar called me a geezer. I about knocked him on his what, but maybe I am. I'm hanging around these old guys here in the studio, but
you hear some of those stories that all the old guys did, and you live some of it, man. I mean,
none of those were true.
And the statute of limitations is
none
passed.
of them are true. I'd write a book about it, but nobody would believe it anyway. So, we'll just have to wait and see. If I want to get revenge, I'd write a book. That's not my nature. I'm not like Dar.
If you wrote a book, man, you'd probably have a bestseller.
Or I'd have a lot of people after me. So,
well,
we'll see. We'll put that on the back burner, Jason. Maybe you pull this championship off. We'll get together and we can take some of them funds and publish that book. So you've got a few stories from hanging around that group.
Well, you've probably heard some of my dad and Richard Bays' stories, and man, if they did that now, they'd probably be locked up for a while.
I'm afraid there's a lot of what we did back then that would be we might still be doing time.
I'd be doing 30 days in the electric chair.
30 days.
But Jason, we appreciate you calling in. We know you've been sick this week and you've been really busy, and I understand you've been licensing some people and probably trying to raise funds for that team to get it to Bakersfield. But we look forward to seeing you up there. We wish you all the best. I know it's going to be a shootout with you and John Hale, but you are leading, so you have the advantage. And we were looking at drag racing online tonight, and they put up the Tricky Tipster, and you 1-to-1 odds. You're favored. You're right at the top of the list. So a lot of people are rooting for you, and a lot of people think a lot about you.
Yeah, well, I told Dar, put me on the bottom of the list.
Sorry we gave you such good odds.
Oh, yeah. Well, I really appreciate it. When I was racing the alcohol cart, I tried to get on the Tricky Tipster deal, on the top 8 or 10 or whatever. I think I only made it half a dozen times or something all the years.
You should have bought Dar some more cheeseburgers or something. You would have got on it every week. That's
I don't do the odds. I don't do the odds. That way I stay friends.
I get on the Tricky Tipster and I don't even drive.
Hey, thanks a lot, Jason. Get some rest, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Right on, guys. Well, thank you guys for having me, and just come on by and say hi, and we'll have some refreshments, and we're out there. We're going to try to win, but everyone else has the same intention. So it's a dogfight out there, and it'll be a fun weekend. I look forward to this week.
One last quick question: did Lee Littlefield set a special supercharger aside for you for this race?
Well, I have the one that we've been running, but we have we'll have a spare there just in case something happens. So.
Don't say special supercharger. Then Crable's going to call back into the show and think that Jason's cheating. Because I know when you're on top, everybody thinks you're cheating anyway. So, Dar, you're starting a war here with these funny car guys.
We better hang up then,
huh?
I think our pumps got in so many times this year that we've been paying some bills with it, no doubt.
You wore it out on the UPS route, huh, Jason? Well, Jason, we appreciate you calling in and taking the time, and we'll look forward to seeing you up there. Especially, I like that word, come by for refreshments. Did you hear that, Dar?
I've been over there for refreshments.
Well, it's the first time I've been invited, so I heard refreshments. I'm going to be there, Jason.
We always have an open pit, so anyone that wants to swing by and say hi is more than welcome.
Oh, boy, you are going to be in some big trouble this weekend. Thanks a lot, Jason.
Okay, guys. See you in a couple days.
Thank you. Wow, Dar, we got all our guests in. Can you believe that?
What a jam-packed show.
Maybe Bruce won't talk bad about us like he did last time for going over on the show, and then we had to hear it from Lucky. But
wait. I don't. What? Oh, by the way, I want to show the poster, man. We've been talking about this all night, and there we go. Dar was kind enough to send this over, and now we make it official. Somebody had to do this artwork.
Yep. Rob Gibson did this artwork, who's the PR guy for Auto Club Dragway for Auto Club Famoso Dragway, and that's the just unveiled the last couple of days, the March Meet 2013 poster.
And look, it's got the March Meet 2012 champion, Chad Head, who was on the show tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, Dar, I got to ask him, do you have any... you have any announcements or anything you want to tell? There's like a buzz going around the racing community. So, at this time, because I kind of sped the show up, if you've got anything to say to us.
No, I'm leaving town 9 o'clock on Thursday morning, heading north. That's the announcement.
Wait.
I do have to charge up the electric vehicle, so I'll be able to throw hats out into the grandstands, but that's about it.
Oh, man. I thought you were going to make an announcement for us, Dar. We were all waiting for announcements. And the announcement is you're going to Bakersfield.
I think I could use another shot of Patron, though.
Hey, we can do that.
We should be able to finish that off before we get back on the road.
We got a miniature version, but hopefully Dale Worsham, he got the hint that they'll be bringing us the larger bottles, huh, Alexa?
Yeah.
Patron.
That's a cute bottle. There's fire and stuff.
It's like a sampler. It's a sampler edition, like maybe you get on an airplane.
Yeah.
So, but we'll be able to finish it off.
You won't be getting off that airplane with that one.
or on it, right? Man, it's going to be a wild weekend, Dar. I can't wait to get up there.
Yeah, there is nothing like this if you're around the Southern California. If you're just in the West Coast, get off your dead ass and get to Famoso.
Are we already done?
Oh, man, already? All right, we're going to take over next week again.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we got to talk to Scotty about that.
Yeah, there you go.
Next week, we'll be too burnt out from refreshments at Jason's.
Wow, the Encore show is next. Hey, Donnie and Dar, good to see you guys again, man.
Thanks a lot, Bruce.
Hey, thanks for having us on the show, and look forward to being back, maybe, if they invite us back, huh, Dar?
I don't know. We'll have to see when Scott takes a look at the air check.
Yeah, might have to see, who's bringing the Patron next time. Might have to see who's bringing the gas-powered. Well, if gas prices come down, maybe we can run the margarita mixer again.
All right.
What about we brought the potato balls from Porto's and all the snacks, macaroon cookies. We've got chocolate-covered strawberries.
Macaroon cookies with tequila. They'll just melts together.
I don't want to see what's going on inside there.
You might need an air discomfort bag.
I thought that was a dog.
Hey, there's a dog over here.
Oregon, get your butt over here.
All right, coming up next is the encore presentation of the show. We do thank you so much for joining us tonight. And, hey, man, we'll see you at the track. Next week, we'll be right here.
Thanks a lot.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and TheFoke.com.